So I'd like to open up with a thank you for clicking on the video. It's going to be pretty raw as this. I'm going to be talking about the British Army basic training that I went through, my perception of it, how hard I thought it was as a youngster back then, and I'll probably throw in some comparisons as well towards the US Army basic training as well. For the quality of the video, I do apologise, although I don't like apologising. I will apologise because I'm doing it straight on my laptop. I've got no decent video recording gear. Something I might look into maybe in the future, but we'll see. So like I said, this video is basically going to be talking about my basic training, all 8 months of it, back in 1998, and I'll play it, like I say, I'll do some comparisons to US Army basic training as well. Some big differences. Alright, so if you like the video, subscribe, hit like, share, all that good stuff, whatever. But yeah, so starting back in 1998, I took the oath to Queen and Country in February 1998. Was supposed to go to Harrogate Training College, which was supposed to open up later on that year, to what's known over there as boy soldiers, basically people that are under the age of 17 years and 6 months old. I was 16, 9 months at the time. A month later, though, after taking my oath, I got a call from the recruiting office over in Leeds in West Yorkshire, basically saying, "Hey, Smith, do you fancy going to basic training early? It's going to be 8 months long, however. It's going to be called Junior Leaders Course, Boy Soldiers Junior Leaders Course, down in Aberfield Garrison at Princess Marina Barracks, which I now believe is closed down for the basic training side of life. It's only open now for the Phase 2, the AIT portion. For the remit is what I'm tracking. So I said yes. On the 4th of May, I went to the Leeds train station. My mother and my father dropped me off, my ironing board, my bag, and all my gear that I need to take with me. And luckily, I met up with four of the guys there, really good guys, all from Yorkshire. 3 going to Duke of Books, the Duke of Wellington Regiment, or now known as 1st Battalion of the Yorkshire Regiment. And I, plus one other guy that I met at the time as well, were going to Prince of Wales, Honours of Yorkshire, which is now known as the 2nd Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment. That'll be this horse here, White Horse of Hanover, the word Yorkshire underneath, White Horse galloping over it. As you can tell as well, before we go any further as well, yeah, British flag, not the English flag. That's the English flag. You've got the Scots, the Northern Irish, the Welsh come in that as well as the English flag as well. For any Americans that are watching this or anybody else around the world that are watching this, that is not the English flag, that is the British flag. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, got on the train. Probably took us about the best part of like 7 hours to get down to where we're going to go to, or where we had to go to. We got picked up from the train station from our future section commanders or platoon training staff, or in the US we call it drill instructors. Really easy going initially. We got on the minibus, got dropped off at camp, got shown us platoon lines and that where we're going to be sleeping in that. The first few days were like really steady going. There were about 62 of us to start off with, I can recollect. All going infantry, all boy soldiers, all under the age of 17 years and 6 months, all there for the 8 months of basic training. So the first few days, we're having like as medical stuff sorted out, like you would do in the US military as well, like all your vaccines, all that crap. However, unlike the US Army, the corporals, so if you hear me talk about corporals, what I'm talking about with the US military comparison is a staff sergeant, which is what I am now. So basically, I don't know if you can see it back there, but the rank there, it's like 3 stripes and like a rocker underneath it. Basically, staff sergeant. It's basically the same as a corporal. That's a whole different topic to talk about, the difference between them two, though. Especially for getting qualified to wear that rank. Anyway, first few days, nice and easy, medical stuff sorted out, vaccinations, dental, setting up bank accounts, getting all your gear issued, all your boots thrown at you and whatnot, sized up and all that good stuff. Really easy. So the Wednesday, we got down there on the Monday. The Wednesday evening we had a lesson with a padre or the chaplain. all in there, sing a long song. Chaplain speaks some stuff. He's singing a little bit of Oasis with his sidekick there with his little guitar and whatnot. All good fun and good fun and games and all that good stuff. Now, prior to that, we're calling the corporals, like staff sergeant equivalents, mates, bros, hey, this, that, kind of other, and they would just let it slide, including the platoon sergeant and the platoon commander as well, or the platoon leader, as the Americans would call them. Alright, so acting like mates and whatnot. Yeah, whatever. Good show, mate. Good show, yeah. So after this sing-along song with the chaplain, in rocks this training staff as NCOs. We had like 4 corporals, a platoon sergeant who wears 3 stripes, and then it basically blew from there. Like they kicked the chaplain left, the freaking Sergeant Taylor, short, chubby guy, like freaking horrible guy, or good guy overall, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? But as a freaking drill sergeant, so to speak, as a platoon sergeant through basic training, fucking nightmare, absolute fucking nightmare, horrible. So these NCOs came popping in. Sit the fuck up! Sit the fuck up! Take your watches off! Sit the fuck up! Come to attention now in position, like seated, you know, words to that effect kind of thing. So we're all freaking sat there, nice and braced up and that. It's like fucking watching, all like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, shit! At 16, 17 years old. You know, it's like when like 4 burly ass men come storming into a freaking room, like, you know what I mean? Acting like they are doing. It's like, holy shit, there's a whole different fucking ballgame now. Anyway, this is about like, this took place about 7 o'clock at night. So they got us after about 20-30 minutes of freaking bawling at us inside this area that we had the session with the chaplain and whatnot. They got us outside, fell us into our sections. Again, military over here, it's like squads, same. So got into sections, and there's corporals like freaking, when I come to you, I want your name, rank, MOD number. I almost said DOD number. MOD number. And what battalion you going to? And you're like, what the fuck? So like, first person to go, like, fuck it up straight away. Next thing you know, we're all getting smoked. Like, fucking lap around the block. Go. Last one back. I want to see the last one back. Everyone comes back, and we're all starting to knock them out. This is what, 3rd freaking day. I guess it'd be like a belated old school shark attack for the US Army in retrospect. So yeah, this went on for fucking hours. We went into the lines and that. They were like, they're just trashing everybody's lockers straight away. Like, obviously we didn't get taught how to do it, but they trash everybody's lockers. Then they'd re-show us somewhat how it'd be, and they'd like, tomorrow morning at freaking 05, stood by your bunks kind of thing, stood to attention, ready for a freaking inspection kind of thing, your lockers and your beds and whatnot. And we were like, what the fuck? This was like 1 o'clock in the morning. No alarm clocks, no phones, none of that crap. So the following morning came, obviously it kicked off again. So for the first week, it was pretty easy going for the first few days, like I say. Then after that, it snapped immediately after that freaking 3rd day. At least after the 3rd evening. Now, with the US Army, you go to, when you ship to basic training, I forget, it gets the freaking back of my mind now. I started in 2013, but I forget the freaking name. But you'll go to like an holding place prior to actually going to meet your drill instructors, and feed you up on all these burgers, get you nice and fat. You hardly do any PT. I was stuck there for like 2 weeks before I actually went down to start actual basic training itself, like from point A to point B. And it's really not far between the 2 points. But yeah, got us fat, did a bit of PRT and whatnot, preparatory training drills and that, exercise drills and whatnot. To be honest with you, pretty lame in comparison to the British Army, no offence intended, but if you take offence, whatever. Freedom of speech and all that good stuff. Yeah, like very, very laid back. And again, during the US Army, during that phase, you get all your kit issued, all your medical stuff sorted out and that. The first day here, though, with basic training, yeah, all right, you're up basically all freaking night getting your medicals done, getting just whatever you need to get freaking done with them, documentations, getting your bags cleared and that, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, back to the British Army. So, first training exercise. First training exercise, it was like 24 hours. Now, in basic training, when I went through basic training, it was, like I say, it was an 8 months training course, junior leaders course, 8 months long, and we had 5 training exercises. The first exercise was 24 hours long. And it was basically, we're going to the field for the 24 hours. Throughout the day, it was nice and easy, cushy as can be kind of thing. You still get like your little smoke sessions in there, people naughty dogging during common concealment classes, how you clean your weapon in a field classes as well. Judging distances, basic fieldcraft stuff, and they like show us how to work together in battle buddy teams, or we muckers, so to speak, in the morning and on a night. So in the morning, when you pull, after you pull stag, or after you pull sentry, which you do for like 20-30 minutes at dawn or dusk, one would keep pulling watch, while the other would clean his weapon, get the MREs on for him and his mate, and while his water's boiling up, he'll freaking brush his teeth, have a shave and that, eat, put his weapon back together, and then they switch out. So then the guy who's pulling sentry initially, his food had already been made, so he'd eat his food, have a clean and shave and that, and do his weapon, and making sure that your mess tins are all freaking cleaned underneath. Because underneath the mess tins, they'd use like examine blocks, which are like solid fuel blocks, and use like an horrible black state on the mess tins. And what you do is, after you drink your cup of tea, you have to use your tea bags and that. Your tea bags would be used to clean the mess tins off, and it would like bring these mess tins up nice and silver again, like if you do it properly. So we all did that. We all thought we battle cleaned the rifles really well. Next thing you know, we got inspected by the section commanders, by his platoon sergeant, etc. No, we got ended up. We got destroyed. We're like, freaking get your gear, get on the fucking road. Alright, so we packed his gear up, got the wood line, onto the trail road kind of thing. Want an hardball road, it was like a normal trail road in between a wood line. Next thing you know, it's like, whose fucking bungee is this? Whose mess tin is this? Who's forgot the freaking rifle? Blah, blah, blah. The usual stuff that recruits do. We got destroyed for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And this was like in the heat of the summer down south of England. It gets pretty hot down there as well. Nothing to do with global warming. Global warming's all BS anyway, for whatever. But it was like a freaking hot summer's day, and we got freaking destroyed. I got called a freaking slag, a slut, a weak ass bitch, because I couldn't keep up with my ruck on. Keep in mind I weighed about 125 pounds, 130 pounds at the time. I'm probably about 5'9" probably about 5'8" at the time. So still a little bit growing to do. So 5'8", 120, 130 pound, built like a twig, with this like freaking 90 pound, 100 pound ruck on my back. Like, what is going on? Like, a platoon sergeant grabbed me by my freaking neck and dragged me up the freaking hill because I couldn't keep up with the platoon at the time. Obviously, all that changed as it developed and grew and got stronger in my time, like, within the military. But freaking nasty, man. This is I'll dig this picture out here. This is before. This is after basic training. Mine. This is like AIT portion, 3 months of combat infantryman's course at Catterick, North Yorkshire. I get this picture out. There we go. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it too well. Like, you're probably not going to be able to see it too well, but that there is me. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit closer. But yeah, whatever. Hope the quality's good on your side, but it's not looking good on this side. But yeah, that was like in 99, that, on my AIT portion. So, we got back in. Well, during the exercise, it was not just me, like many others were like, yeah, this sucks, I'm getting out. And on behold, just like any training event that the military do, especially for the infantry, or at least combat arms, unless you're engineers or infantry, no offense, but if you're a chef, you're a professional microwaver. Sorry, guys, but sorry. Yeah, not sorry. So for the infantry, exercise sucks as a rule. especially when it's pissing down in rain or you're drenched in heat kind of thing, and you got to keep freaking trotting on. So like, yeah, I'm getting out. Fucking, there's only been a few weeks. I'm sick of it, kind of thing. You know, like a lot of us like that. But we got back in. You clean your gear, you clean your clothing, you rearrange your lockers, and after you've had your shower, and it's like, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I'll give it another go. I'll give it another exercise and see how it goes after that. And again, it's just like a vicious cycle. Every time you do an exercise, like fucking sucks, terrible. I'm getting out. And then you say, nah, I like it, I love it. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. That, yeah, crack on. That mentality is good. It's a good mentality to have, I suppose. And you're not, and unless you're infantry or at least trained to be infantry, and you ain't complaining, then you ain't infantry. All right. And I swear by that. If you're infantry, you ain't complaining. There's something going wrong. So we got back. Our lockers, let's say the lockers compared to the US Army. So in the British Army, you can look up on YouTube as well. Like if you look up ITC Catrick, whatever, you'll see videos of them in training over there. If you click on my channel on here, I've got my military file, and you can look on there. I've got my training, my training sessions in my military time, my videos in the military over there and over here in that file, so you can just look on there as well. You'll see the difference between the bays and all the rooms that you live in. Big difference, big difference. So in basic training, we had like 14 guys to a room. That was the section at the time. And over in the US Army, you do like what's called a ranger roll for your t-shirts and your trousers and whatnot. Over there, you basically get given like A4 pieces of paper, and you fold your t-shirts and your sweatshirts and whatever else you got over that A4, so it's all like dress right dress, edge to edge, exact width kind of thing, if you know what I mean. And it's like looks real smart. Inside the locker as well, you'd also lay a towel out, and you'd have your like toothbrush, toothpaste, razor, shaving foam, you know, shampoo, soap, whatever you need, and it's all dress right dress. Now in the US Army, you have like what's like the wall lockers, like metal lockers, and it's like nowhere near enough space to what you would get within the British Army. In the British Army, you get full on freaking lockers, a nice bed, cushy carpet, not like in the US Army. So the wall lockers that you get is like really not that thick at all. I'd say it's probably about, I don't know if you can see it, but it's probably about as wide as a top frame up there. I'm probably about a foot, probably about 6.5 foot tall. And you basically got to throw all your shit in there kind of thing, and your stuff in your bags underneath your beds and whatnot. You still do your hospital corners, both in the British Army and the US Army. The British Army have been out since 2011 as well, so that might change since then. But something tells me it hasn't, at least for the first 7 weeks. Because over there, you get to your 7 week mark, and you do what's called a mini graduation day, or mini pass out parade, as they call it. With the US Army, it's graduation. British Army, it's pass out parade. So we did you do like a week 7 pass out parade over there, and after that you'll generally get like a long weekend, like a 3-4 day weekend, a bit like with the US military when you go through like get through your basic training, like 9 weeks, 10 weeks, what it used to be. You have like a weekend off, and then you come back and start your IT portion for like 6 weeks or whatever it is. But again, I believe that's extended to like 6 months now, which is about the same length of time as the British Army trains as well, if not a little bit shorter than the British Army. So yeah, the bays are different. You got carpets over there, 40 to a room, whereas over the US Army you got like 60 guys to a room. Many more exercises, many more soaks during the winter as well, freezing your freaking tits off, so to speak. But even though it sucked, it was all good time, good character building for sure. The PT, now the PT within the British Army, you've got to have an all-arms physical training instructor. Who's qualified, basically somebody who wears a snake belt, a white top as a rule with red lines and nice dapper cross swords, or a cross swords and a crown for the PT corps. You cannot do PT with the British Army unless you have an all-arms PTI, an all-arms physical training instructor, which eventually I became one myself. But at the time when I went through basic training, I would look at these guys like they were fucking gods. Now within the US Army, and through basic training as well, you don't have PTIs. Your drill instructors take you on PT, and it's pretty monotonous. You'll do like basic runs, 60-120s, like you sprint for a set time, you'll walk for a set time, stuff like that. And the PRT warm drills and PRT drills, you can play YouTube on YouTube, all right, and see what I'm talking about when I say the PRT warm drills or whatever. But it's pretty basic, pretty monotonous. Where the British Army, like I say, you've got to be PTI to take the PT, and you do an array of different types of physical training events, from running to rucking to freaking circuit training to indoor obstacle course circuit training, which advances you to go onto the outside. Obstacle course are, develop from there. Go onto the obstacle course, you'll sprint around like a lunatic on there, no gear, then you come to it again with gear on, and so forth, so forth. So you progress. With the US Army, you didn't have any of that really. When it was like time to go to the confidence course, so to speak. I say confidence course, I won't say it's so much as an assault course in respect to the British Army. It's more just to test your psychological confidence in getting up and over obstacles at height, kind of thing. There was an event where you'd run around and do some monkey bars and crawls and whatnot, but it's like a whole different ball game between the two militaries. And again, I've got the video of what I did in basic training over here in the US and basic training over in the UK on my channel. I just gotta look for it. So again, you've got to be a PTI to take PT over there. By the end of basic training, we did this pass out parade. In fact, before I get to that, we had like the fourth training exercise that we'd done. We were a digging exercise. And we were on Salisbury. I'm going to say Otterburn. It's not freaking Otterburn. Salisbury Plains. And for those of you that have never been to Salisbury Plains before and dug in there, you dig about a foot down, you're going to hit chalk. I guarantee freaking to you, at some point you will hit freaking chalk. So this exercise, we got on a bus from us platoon barracks. My platoon, Blenheim platoon, and our main platoon was the recce platoon. Recce is basically, not recce, sorry. I've got my cat here called recce. Yeah, that's recce. So that's why I said recce, but I mean REME. So the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, basically guys that work on the vehicles and whatnot. They were a sister platoon, our main platoon. So we got on this bus, all this gear and that. Drove out about an hour and a half to our Salisbury Plains, got off, and we walked for about 10 miles through the freaking night from about 8 o'clock in the evening. Got to where we were going to go to, and we're like, okay, you two are going to dig a freaking trench here, you two are going to dig a trench there, and so on and so forth for the fucking platoon. REME platoon were elsewhere doing their thing, kind of thing. Lo and behold, 30 minutes into digging, alright, as well as hitting freaking chalk, it started downpouring. And we had to keep freaking digging. The guys were freaking sucking. That is like, of all the exercises I've been on, like that is one of the suckiest exercises. Like, I've been on a lot of exercises. I've gone from 98 through 2011 with the British Army, and then like April 2013 up until present with the US Army. Like, I hate that exercise. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Chalk and rain, and you walk away and your hands are all blistered up and crapped up, and your feet are soaked and shit. Like, terrible, absolutely terrible. But anyway, yeah, fast tracking again. And again, I apologise for the video if I see him all over the place. Again, it's like freaking raw. I've not planned anything out. I just like decided to do this video. So yeah. So got towards the end of training. We ended up with like freaking 12 guys left in the platoon out of 62 guys. Out of 62 guys, we ended up with 12 guys going to do the pass out parade, just from basic training itself. And one of those guys, he decided to transfer from the infantry to the Royal Logistics Corps as a driver. So in essence, the infantry side of life, we're passing out with like 11. And the guys that were left standing will probably back me up on this if they ever see this video. But our platoon staff were all infantry. Everybody else on camp, all the other training platoons and that, like, they had no full infantry training staff, so to speak. There were odd onesies and twosies here and there. But we thought that because I was staff with all infantry, like, and we're going to be infantry, we had to be better than everybody else on camp or on post, so to speak. So that they just pushed us out a little bit harder every time, kind of thing. Before it'd been that, and again, I never experienced this with the US Army. I've experienced similar stuff to the US Army, but not like quite like this. So, and again, backtracking. Week 7 pass out period, we had a room inspection, and we were on top floor. The Remo platoon were on the middle and the bottom floor, so to speak. So they were on the ground floor. First floor, we were second floor. We got some of our guys in the platoon got the shit messed up at the lockers and that. But when the sergeant major had gone through us, and then he's like basically going through the Remo platoon now, all we could hear was shouting, carrying on, like F bombs thrown left and right here and there. And we looked out, and next thing we see was like mattresses getting launched out the window down below us, boots getting launched out, bull boots, like looking like glass kind of stuff, is like thrown out, uniforms thrown out. We were just fucking laughing our heads off, like, you know what I mean? And our platoon staff came up, but they were happy with us. You know, like they came up, they want someone, you could tell they were fucking, you know, happy that we'd done well in comparison. But yeah, and again, I've never experienced anything like that here, where like in the basic training, the drill instructors will throw stuff out windows. Saying that, in the building that I were in with Echo 119, they couldn't do that. However, they did trash the rooms here and there, like, you know, tip some bunks over, throw some powder in the kill zone, so to speak. Now, for the Brits, the kill zone in the bay in the US Army, got like a big yellow box, like a rectangle box that goes down like more or less a full length and width, kind of within the bay. And when I say width, it's like play about 2 foot in front of the bunk beds. And it's got to be absolutely polished every morning before the drill instructors come in. And for the infantry guys in the British Army, you'll know what I mean by polishing the floor, but especially for like the guard room and when the regimental police like want their freaking little always polishing up on that. I don't know if they still do that. They did when I were in, you know, freaking nightmare. But yeah, you've got a larger zone to do. But anyway, when they trash your freaking room here, like it would be everywhere, kill zone, everything. Like they're like shampoo bottles, you know, shampoo all over the freaking floor, powder all over the floor, they throw bleach everywhere. Like it was just freaking trash, man. Like, you know what I mean? Luckily for me, when I did get to basic training here in the US, the drill instructors found out about my background. And I said, look, drill sergeant, you know, despite my experience and that, or my length of time being in the British Army as an infantry soldier, treat me the same as you would everybody else. I went, oh, don't we will. They didn't. Like, the day they trashed our bay, I had one boot thrown off top of my locker, and the bottom of my bed, the hospital corner was just untucked, and that was it. Other than that, like my shit was like left alone. Everybody else was like trash. Like fucking great. So again, I got my pass out parade video on here as well. It cuts short towards the end. We actually do like a slow march off the parade square at the end of the video. And I think it cuts off by about 15 minutes before the actual end of the actual video itself. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. That day though, it was like about 2 Fahrenheit, and the families were freaking freezing, sitting on bleachers. And keep in mind, we had no gloves on ourselves, holding these freaking rifles. So, and again, our fingertips were freezing as well. Absolutely freaking terrible for temperature, but a great cracking, you know, freaking pass out parade. And again, in comparison to the US Army infantry side life, when you pass out or you graduate over here, you all march on to a large field, big bleachers, like extremely long bleachers in front of you by the infantry museum, where people watch you and that. You march on, get into your file and that, and then you'll walk around in front of people, and then you'll walk off. Where when you watch my video over here for the British Army basic training, you'll see that we do a couple of laps around the parade square, so to speak. I don't know. Let me see if I can find a. Hold on. Let's see. Spare me 2 seconds. I'll try and find a video. Okay, so this is like much later on. This is like 2007 at the Yorkshire Regiment, or before that with the King's Division recruiting team. So basically, that's me there as an all-arms PTI, scoring a volleyball competition going on with the units on Queen Elizabeth Barracks in York, North Yorkshire. I was based there for like 2 years. But yeah, that's basically what PTI generally wears. If it's pretty cool, they have like a blue jacket on and whatnot. Pretty smart. Or they don't wear obviously they don't wear DPM no more. They'll wear multicam stuff. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Yes, in the British Army, when you march around camp, you march with your arms shoulder right. You dig in your heel as you march around, and there's no talking. If you talk, you're gonna get screwed up by the drill instructors. The US Army, it kind of blew my mind a little bit because when I was in the holding position, I forget what they call it. But before I went to start basic training, we'd go from the building where we were sleeping in to the chow hall, literally about 100 meters away, and we'd start singing freaking songs. The drill instructor would sing something, and then the guys will sing something, and it's like me being, new to the U.S. Army, but spending so long in the British Army, like, what the hell is going on? This is there's no freaking discipline here. Like, what the hell? The other one as well is like when you mark time with the British Army, you mark time, your arms locked down at the side, you raise your knees, parallel to the ground, you let your shins, your shins hang loosely, and then when you drive down, you drive your heels into the ground every time. With the US Army, you're rocking your arms forward and backward slightly, and you're still moving your feet on spot. So when I went through basic training here and started marking time, I locked up, knees parallel to the ground, British standard kind of deal, like, you know what I mean? And then I'm looking around, there's like people still swinging their arms, people still moving their legs. It's like, shit, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't get over it. Like, freaking, it's still, even now, after 9 years being in the US Army, it's still, I'm still learning, and I still revert back to the British Army with some of we have a talk, if you know what I mean, when I'm talking about certain things, tactical techniques, etc. Like, you know what I mean. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I don't care. But when I was squad leader up at Fort Drum, I'd actually teach my squad. When I became a squad leader, I was actually commander. I do the arrow word. I do certain maneuvers that the US Army don't teach and whatnot. And I actually have them training with a good mixture between the US and the British, so and make them all around better soldiers. And it worked, like, you know what I mean. Anything that I pushed towards them from the British and the mix with the US, it was like freaking legit, golden. I might do another video at some point on my time in the unit over there, comparing it to time in the units over here. But it probably won't be for a little while because I'm busy doing other things as well. If you do watch my video, if you do check out my link or subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot of videos pop up where I'm doing exercises or my wife's doing exercises. It's not specifically for YouTube, it is more for, because me and my wife are running a home business as well at the moment, called Fusion Fitness Method. So them videos that you see just randomly pop up, it's not so much for YouTube, like I say, it's more for, so we can load it on YouTube. That way when we go onto our company website, we can actually drag from YouTube that video link and drop it into our clients' training plans if they're doing like online training, so to speak, and not in person. And it gives them a good idea of what they got to do. So yeah, if you see some PT videos, that's what it's for. All right. Any questions? Send them in the comments. I will reply. All right. Go easy on me. My first time really doing this kind of video, talking about history about the British Army, US Army, and I know it's all over the place. Next time I'm gonna smooth it out a little bit, try and get more methodical, more in order, and we'll see what I can do about this camera as well. Other than that, in the Casper Trent. Fortune favours a breeze. I will speak to you later. Have a good day.